Hello, Mr. Randy Duck, and welcome back for another video. Today in the Tier 8 American Premium tank, the T95E2, which of course is the level 75 Season Pass reward tank. So I've got two replays to show you today in this tank, so you can see what you could potentially earn. If you want to see the crew and equipment setup I'm running in the tank, you can see that at the bottom of the screen as I speak. But for the first replay, we are platooned up with Swindle 321. And yeah, what do I think of this tank? Well, if I'm honest with you, it's pretty bang average. I don't think it has too much going for it, apart from the fact that, well, I guess the biggest thing, which I should say about this tank, is it does have preferable matchmaking. So you will only ever see +1, the same tier as yourself, or +1 above. So that is a great feature, because if you don't want to be playing tier 10s in your tier 8 tanks, you can use this and you'll never have to see tier 10s in this tank. So that's one feature about the tank, which is probably its biggest sort of plus point. It does have a automatic siege mode, so when you get down to a slow speed, you do get very good gun depression, because it goes up to 14 degrees of gun depression when that siege mode activates. So that can be quite useful, but other than that, it's got kind of like average DPM, 2,165 I believe in this build, but only 240 alpha. So yeah, 240 alpha feels a little bit low these days, I must admit. And yeah, I didn't dislike playing this tank, because I quite liked had the +1 matchmaking, but it's just pretty average. That's all that really is I can say too much about that tank. But we're here on this map, and we can see we've got this tier 8 enemy tank destroyer here, and me and Swindle want to try and shut down this tank as quickly as we can. I put one shot in, I bounced a cupola here. He's about to put a shot into, unfortunately, Swindle here. Hopefully I can try and get one in return, and now he's on reload. We've kind of even the hit points there, so he put a couple of shots into me, into Swindle, and then one into me. But we should be able to finish him off now. We've just got to push and take this tank out as quickly as we can. Like I say, he's on reload. We should kill him before he's able to reload. And that's exactly what we do, picking up our first kill and 700 damage. And now we're going to try and kill these tanks in the middle to try and win the control of the middle area. So there is 3 tanks here, and you can see I've got support as well. Not only with Swindle, but also this heavy tank who's with us. And we managed to shut down this AMX 50-100 pretty quickly between us. And now we're going to deal with this Barracuda, who's actually dumping his clip here in the tanks in front of him. So he's going to probably be on reload here as well. And we should be able to take him out. He is a one-shot. I'm going to allow my team to finish him off. So I can push and try and, yeah, hopefully kill this T32. Between us here, we should be able to shut him down here on about 1,700 damage. I should go for the track shot, yes, because he's tracked. We'll just try and keep him retracked. Unfortunately for the T32, yeah, he's in a world of bother there. He does manage to get untracked though, which means we may end up eating a shot in order to kill him. But I do want to I'd rather eat the shot just to kill him quickly, if I'm honest with you. Because I just need to win that area as fast as we can, because it is still a close game. But we're on 2,000 damage, 4,000 assistance. Swindle and myself, I'm on about 800 hit points. I think Swindle's on about 600 here. We have got an enemy auto reloader in front of us, but we do have 2 tanks, so hopefully we can try and take him out. Put one into him. Swindle's going to put one into him, and we can just take him out as quick as we can. Unfortunately for Swindle, he gets unlucky because there were some tanks at the sort of F2 area, and as he poked, kind of expecting to sweep maybe one shot of the 54, he ended up getting shot in the side, and yeah, it could have been me had I pushed across. But now we kind of want to kill this tank, but I'm conscious I don't want the same thing to happen to me, right? I don't want to get shot in the side by those tanks while we try and kill this tank. So I'm going to focus this enemy Tiger here instead for the time being, or this enemy heavy tank I should say. Should be able to kill him blind if he hasn't moved here. In fact, he had moved, but we're on about 3,000 damage, 2 kills and a tiny bit of resistance. But I'm just not going to throw my whole tank away to kill this tank, so I'm taking it slow, because this game's still very close, as you can see. 8 versus 7, hit points are pretty much even Stevens at this point. And yeah, we don't want to throw our tank away, but I really need to kill this tank because I can't cross, because it's going to keep me spotted. I'm hoping some of my heavy tanks behind me are going to come and help us now in this engagement, and we can kill him. It looks like he's actually going to push us here. I pull right back, he misses his shot. I want to force him to have to fight our other tanks as well. Looks like he's just fired 2 of his shells. I think he'll be on the worst reload here, so we're going to push now and just try and take him out. Unfortunately, he did get 2 shots into us though, which is far from ideal because it has left us on the 1 shot. I do now have the support though of my friendly team. Going to put 1, try and track him in place. Actually damaged his ammo rack, which is good, and he hasn't repaired it. So his reload probably is going to be quite low now. Missed the opportunity to get put him onto a 1 shot, but we've got a friendly VK here with us. He should be able to finish him off in 1 shell. And that's what he does, putting us onto a 6 versus 5. Still very close as you can see, but we're on a 1 shot to the majority of the enemy teams now. We're on about 3,000 with lots of hit points still remaining, so we're backing up and we're going to try and farm this poor Tiger who's, yeah, kind of just sat in the open. I think he is playing because he was shooting at us earlier, but we are just going to try and take him out because, yeah, why wouldn't we? On about 4,000 damage, should have the kill potentially here to pick up our 3rd kill. No, don't quite roll high enough. He then gets shut down by our friendly Borsig, bringing us to a 5 versus 4. 4,000 damage, 600 track assistance and track assistance, and 2 kills. Try and kill the enemy Grom there. Miss our shell, but he gets shut down by our friendly SU-152. And suddenly this game is swinging in our favour, but it is still close. It is still, 4 versus 3. Definitely far from 1 at this point. The enemy's team do still have a Barras. Also a 1 shot to the Barras, and the Barras is a very, very dangerous and capable tank in this sort of scenario. So I'm going to try and push forward and see if we can spot for our team. But also, the Barras is going to outspot me, especially if it's in a bush. And they've also got a Scorpion G there. There is this enemy medium here as well, who's also on full health. The Scorpion G actually gets shut down by our friendly Tiger 1, which is helpful. We're now only in a 4 versus 2. I'm trying to just destroy these destructible buildings, essentially to try and allow my friendly team to help get shots in. The enemy medium wasn't quite looking at us, so we was able to squeeze a shell into him. I'm actually picking up some more assistance as well for good measure. But as you can see, he's behind the destructible building at the moment, so I'm just trying to basically get rid of this destructible cover. Probably could swap to the HE shells, to be fair, because it would destroy more of the cover with the explosive shells. But yeah, either way, our friendly medium heavy tank is approaching down the H1. I think he's distracting the Barras. I do keep getting spotted here each time I fire. But VK finally does get spotted as well. Hopefully he just gets taken out some shots by our friendly heavies there, which he does, allow me to get the finishing touch on the kill, putting us on to 4,400 damage and 3 kills. And only 1 tank remaining, which is a Barras. And as you can see, 1% hit points left on the enemy team, which means the Barras is also very likely 1 shot to us. It gets spotted, we snap our shot in, and he gets finished off by our Tiger 1. Bringing us into replay number 1, but we still have the second replay to come. So let's move on now to the second and final replay of this video. Okay, so here's replay number 2 on Lakeville. Again, we've got no enemy artillery to contend with and only 1 enemy light tank. Having no artillery is fantastic because we can actually go and play the 1-2 line. I've opted to play the 1-2 line because I do, as I say, have that siege mode with 14 degrees of gun depression. So I can actually play the ridge lines very effectively in this tank. Also, I do have somewhat okay turret armour against tier 8s, but except from the biggest problem, the obvious problem, you've got a very big cupola, which is quite easy to snap shots in. Enemy, I think that's a Black Diamond, actually overpokes there and we get a shot into him. He's actually taking a lot of damage now. I don't know what this play was, but yeah, we should be able to pick up a free kill here. So we get off to a good start to the game, picking up about 3 pens to shy of 900 damage. And you can see we're in a good situation because we can try and snipe these shots into the enemy tanks whilst remaining hold down, and meaning the enemy tanks are going to try and cupola snipe me, albeit the cupola is big, but we've got we're in a good situation. My friendly team have actually, surprisingly, which doesn't really happen, just been very, very aggressive and just full push this. Now, it's actually a really good play because when we all come together, it's now going to allow me to push up to this ridge, and we'll be able to start getting to serious work on these enemy tanks. But I was surprised that happened. Normally they do not push like that, but it's gonna not all together anyway. So this is going to work out in our favour, because we can now use this ridgeline here, and we can put these tanks here in all sorts of bother here. You've got enemy J Panther 2, obviously, and the Demon there, both of which have big nasty guns, so we do want to be careful of that. And also the J Panther 2's got very good penetration as well, and you can see he is hard aiming me as well, so I'm going to be patient. I'm not going to just throw away hit points unnecessary because it is still close. So I'm just kind of waiting until my team engage him, because then he's going to turn, and then at which point it will allow me to get the shots in when he gets a bit bored. He has done so. I'm focusing out the Demon here because he's the lowest hit point tank, trying to just take out that tank as quick as we can. Enemy needing to present us with a shot as he comes around that corner, so we take the damage to try and persuade him to move back round. Finish off the enemy Demon there, and now we can get round the back of this J Panther 2. So he, no threat from his gun at this point. And yeah, the J Panther 2 he's in a very tricky situation. He's not going to be able to survive this one. But we're just going to try and get as much damage out of him as we can. Can we pick up the third kill? We should be able to. Yes, we do. Put us onto about 2,000 damage and, 3 kills now? And again, there's lots of damage in front of us, so we're going to try and farm these tanks out as quick as we can. But there's an enemy Oni here. Now, we do only have 192 penetration on our standard AP rounds, with 258 penetration on our premium heat round. So it's kind of an awkward... It's awkward to try and pen that Oni, because you can see where this enemy Tiger is here. When we're trying to shoot the Oni, we're getting shot by the Tiger. So I've decided the best thing to do is just go and create another angle. Create another angle so we can shoot this Oni. Unfortunately, as I try and move around to do that, the Oni does poke and I get shot here. I'm hoping he's not going to pen us with his big gun. He doesn't. He only pens us with the small gun. But now at least we're going to be able to put this Oni in problems, because we're going to have different angles on him. Meaning he's not going to be able to play it safe. We can also finish this enemy Tiger 1. So this was really the main play, just to get rid of this tank here. He gets put onto a one shot. We should be able to finish him off for our 5th kill if we're lucky. You see the side turret is aimed at my friendly team, allowing us to pen it. And we end up picking up 2,500 damage, 5 kills, 6 tanks remaining. I'm thinking, well, I'm on 5 kills. Already there's still 6 tanks remaining. Maybe I can get a Devastator or a Radley if we're lucky. So we're going to push forward and try and spot for our team here, using these buildings here to give us a bit of protection if we do in fact get spotted. We do get spotted, but when the enemy light tank actually shoots, he gets spotted too, and we've caught him out now in a rough area. And all these targets which we are spotting are getting shot at by my friendly tanks at a sort of B2 area, and we're starting to reap the reward of the assistance from that. Picking up about 600 assistance, and we're going to try and continue to push forward. This game is still actually pretty close, just because I know it's 8 versus 4, but the hit point pool is actually still pretty even. We do spot an enemy Dreadnought. Obviously, I do not want to get penned by the Dreadnought, but Dreadnought also doesn't have fantastic view range or camo. And we're shooting through this bush here, so we're not actually getting detected, allowing us to actually free farm him here when he pulls back. And we put him onto about 700 hit points, and our friendly team are applying a little bit of cap pressure as well. So as the enemy team come forward to try and get those resets, we're spotting them and just getting that more damage in, as well as the more assistance. Going to continue to push now. It's only 3 tanks remaining. I'm really wanting to try and get another kill in here as I can, but then we spot this full health Senshi here. We bounce that shell, or it gets absorbed there. It's heat shells we're firing, but we're going to try and get some more damage and shells into this tank and just rack up as much damage as we can. Hope we can try and at least get a top gun here if possible. We really need to get one more kill in order to do so. Like I say, there's cap pressure on, so I'm against the clock here. We bounce the Dreadnought though, get the kill in the Dreadnought. Now I'm thinking there's 2 one-shots in front of me. Can I get a Devastator? We miss the opportunity there, and then we bounce. No, we don't bounce, so we don't fully aim the shot. I think we're going to miss the opportunity for the 7th kill to get the Devastator medal, which is a real shame. We still have a good game. Let's get to the scoreboard and see how we got on, and then we will say our goodbyes. So we get the 6th kill, getting a top gun, 4,000 damage, 3,000 assistance, and confirming the ace tanker. So thank you so much for your support, and as always, happy tanking.
Hadouken!